questions come. And the response is very simple, it is a Brahman. So, reading up so many Upanishads are useless if one can understand this simple truth. And Upanishads are all talking about the same one thing in varied ways. And its approach is little this way or that way. So, this sixth chapter, we end there. Last verse number 5 we read that we have to meditate on that self who is seated in the heart of one's heart, is the adorable one and appearing as the universe, is the true origin of all created beings. And he can be even perceived, though he is the primary cause, but it can be perceived as well as a spirit within the matter. In every matter, that spirit is there everywhere underground. So that way it can be perceived as well as the partless entity. It is the partless, it is a whole, entirety. That means it can be experienced as a part, as a whole, but its foundation is that one absolute conscious background. Now, sixth verse we start today. বলছেন শ্রী সবৃক্ষকাল সবৃক্ষকাল আকৃতিভি পরো অন্য আকৃতিভি পরো অন্য যস্মাৎ প্রপঞ্চ পরিবর্ততে অয়ম ধর্মাবহং পাপ নুদং ভগেশং জ্ঞাত্বা আত্মসংস্থম অমৃতম বিশ্বধাম. So what does it say? That reality which you are talking about, the Atman, the Brahman, which is the cause of all this universe as I see, what is that? So briksha kala kritivi paro. So briksha kala means the tree of samsara. Briksha is the tree of kala. Kala means the time. In time this creation comes. So it's the tree of samsara. How this samsara, this moon changing universe has come from unmanifest to manifest gradually and more manifest and more manifest. So that itself, Paro, is transcending that. That Brahman which you are talking, it is not finished with the manifestation. It is much more than that. But it is not minus. The manifestation also is Brahman, but it is not all, it is nothing, it is a part only. Given an example, we can imagine, if we go and see the beach, stand on the beach and see the ocean water is how much quantitatively? And waves and ripples and all these huge things happening on this surface, how much of that quantity of water? In proportion?
Very little.
And incomparable. Total content is so much. Only on the surface, little layer of the surface is turbulent. And ripple, wave, bubble, whatever happens. Similarly, this universe is the ripple, wave, bubble on the ground of the infinite ocean of consciousness. If you say the world is created, yes, waves, ripples, bubbles, foams, tsunami is created. But created means what? It is nothing become other than the ocean. Ocean, only wavy ocean. A wave is nothing other than the ocean. And if we see the ocean, we are overwhelmed with the ocean because we see the surface only. We see this world, we are overwhelmed. Oh, if you don't believe in anything, at least you admire the grandeur of this creation. the greatness, this uniqueness of this creation. You get overwhelmed with that. But it is nothing, it is only a little speck of manifestation of the infinite. So that's why it is said, saw means he, but it is not he. You have to indicate something, that Brahman. Brikshakala kritivhi paro is Brikshakala. Briksha means the tree, of Kala means the time. In time, this creation comes and goes, and that tree of manifestation, say, the calm sea was there, and suddenly little wind is blowing on the surface. People say, oh, storm is coming. No? What is storm is coming? Some are developing something, and the storm is growing. It does not happen in one split second. All the creation came gradually become bigger and bigger, and they say they're hitting the Florida with so much speed. And that means what is hitting? Who is hitting what? It is the water of the ocean. So it is beyond that. So jasmat means from whom? I am prapancha, this universe. Parivartate means changing, created and changing, proceed in the form of cycle of coming and going, coming and going. This universe, according to Vedanta, we always say, it is not one-time creation. It is a constant change. Evolution, involution. Evolution, involution. When involution, we call it is uncreate. When evolution, we call creation. Like us, you go to sleep every day. You withdraw your all awareness inside. And when you deep sleep, the world is gone. There is no existence of any world. So in the creation, this creation, so important, it is withdrawn, involution, and when it is involved into our inner darkness, ignorance, in the night time we go to sleep, then what happens? This world vanishes. Similarly, in the cosmic level, when God, Lord, He awakens, this universe projects. And when He goes to sleep, everything is withdrawn. That's called the cycle of creation and evolution. That is the Vedantic idea of this, how this universe has come. This universe with so much variety and diversity and grandness is only evolution and involution in time. So, Jasma, from whom I am prapancha, this universe, parivartate means proceeds in the form of cycles. Tam, him, dharmavaham, who is the source, he, the Lord God, is the essence, a source of all virtue, all holiness, all purity. It is the source of that. Papanudam, he is the destroyer of papa. Papa means sin. He destroys our sin. What is Vedanta sin? What is the sin in Vedanta?
Ignorant action.
Eh?
Ignorant action.
Action. What other? Ramoy. What is the other sin in Vedanta? Vedanta does not accept sin, no? What is that then? What sin means? No?
Ignorance?
Ignorance. Good. Full mark. So, ignorance. Vedanta does not think of any sin. We do all wrong things when? We are ignorant. When you know, we said, I should have not done that. Always we repent for things which we did. I didn't understand that. No? If you understand, then you do not do that. When knowledge is there, then it reveals the truth. So when we are ignorant, in ignorance we are crying and weeping. In ignorance we feel that I am rich, I am poor, I am high, I am low, people love me, people hate me. All these things are happening in the sphere of our this ignorance. When ignorance is gone, then you are free soul. You know that you are Atman, you are pure soul. You don't owe anything to anyone, and neither the world owes to you anything. It's all free soul. No sin, no work. All work is done by body and mind. I am not the doer of the body or the mind. I am not connected with it. The body is functioning. What is that to me? The machine is, you get into the car and start the engine, machine is working. What is that to you? You are jumping in the car. You have started the engine is working. Engine has some problem. What is that to you? That is to call the knowledge. When that knowledge comes, then we don't get affected with this, what happens to the body. Mind is also another engine. Gross engine, body of the engine, car body. And there are certain now also of electronic gadgets and finer some connections are there, no? And automation has come, no? So they are all subtle connections. It has happened something wrong there. What is that to me? Something has happened in my mind. What is that to me? That's called the knowledge. And ignorance is, oh my God, what he told me and how can I bear it? And cry and weep and sob. Or fight and I might and go all. Either of the things, this is creating trouble. It is all ignorance, according to Vedanta. So that says that's why Papanudam, he destroys the sin. He means the thinking of the divine entity within, ignorance goes away. The papa, the sin, the ignorance, apanudam, it is destroyed, it is gone. That is the power of the self. Or in devotion, if you call God, you pray to God by God's grace. Our all the misconceptions according to Vedanta, or in dualistic language, all our sinful action, what did I do unconsciously, is all gone. It's the power. It is the power he can give. So it destroys the sin or the ignorance. Bhagesham. And God is what? The Atman is what? Master. Isham. Isham means the Lord. Or Bhaga. Bhaga means all the good qualities, all the noble qualities. Lord God whom we adore is the embodiment of all, is a specific manifestation of that. And that is immortal. Amritam, that our nature here within is immortal. Amritam. Vishwadhama, he is the Dhamma, means the abode of this entire universe. That means entire universe rests on him. Entire waves and ripples are standing on the ocean, ground of the ocean. Similarly, that Atman, which is to be meditated upon, it is from whom this universe has come, and also not only come, it is now here, it will not be here. Involve and even involution and evolution in happening. That means this world is created and not going back to uncreated situation. Destruction, better to say destruction. Creation, preservation, destruction, coming out of that power. If there is no Brahman, there is no manifestation of this world. That's why in another language we talk about Shakti, the power. The power of Brahman manifests. So, Tam, from whom this entire universe comes, and Parivartate means it's always changing into involution and evolution, involution and evolution. Tam, that reality, that God, Lord, is the abode, dharma avaham, the source of all dharma, righteousness, virtue, purity. And he's such, you think of that, you have absorbed in that reality. Papanudam, papa, the sin. Papanudam means destroying, is the destroy, it has the power to destroy the ignorance. That's why it said when you get the wisdom, knowledge, all the darkness goes away, all the ignorance vanishes in a split second. Like that Ramakrishna said, 1,000 years room there kept dark. Suppose a room which has not been opened for 1,000 years, a cave, and you just strike a match and the light comes. How did darkness go? Little by little, 1 inch now, another inch now, but in one split second, all the darkness goes away. So the darkness in here, which I am suffering because of my identification, ignorance, or my sinful action, whatever language you use, that can go away in a split second whenever the light comes inside. The moment it flashes, the sun rises, the darkness of the whole night goes away. Of course, sun rises slowly, but in the suppose clouded uh, sky, suddenly cloud disappears, full light comes. So it is that knowledge comes.
But what about like I can I can understand and feel I'm Brahman, I'm a sea of bliss, all these things, but that comes and goes too, the so
That comes and goes because we are not, knowledge has not dawned in us.
so that's what it means is
Hmm.
like it has to be knowledge has to be
Yeah,
established.
yeah.
Official.
Knowledge is to be established means knowledge is not fully revealed to me. I am not fully aware of it. I partial awareness. So look at the sun, clouded day, thick cloud, very dark. Now little layer of cloud goes away. You see little brightness. And little goes away, more bright, more bright, more bright. Sometimes cloud goes, again cloud comes. Some see, cloud ran away, but following that another cloud is just jumping into it. So that's why we are in the level of ignorance. That's why this coming and going is happening. Our thought, I am Atman, I am Brahman, this thought is good thought. It is like a cloud disappeared for a moment and then it again comes up. It is like that. You see, you have now in India, earlier days, there are ponds or lakes, no, full of moss, and you don't see the water. It is covered totally. You splash like that, you see they run away a little bit here and there, but they jump again, and fill up. So our knowledge is like that. We try to understand intellectually, we try to think little as much as we can, but more intense practice is necessary. Throw away all the coverings. So that needs strong practical day-to-day endeavor. It comes and goes. As creation comes and goes, their knowledge is within the level of creation. No, we are talking about knowledge when we are in ignorance. Knowledge what comes when we are in ignorant state, because knowledge has its opposite idea, ignorance, knowledge, duality.
So you can feel or you once you achieve that level of knowledge that the Upanishad is talking about, there's like a whole switch that's very different or an existence
Yeah.
that's different.
But we have to practice that and then it will be experienced. No? We are just listening to the sages, what they have experienced. They are describing that. The Papanudam, it will remove your all sins, all karmas, all ignorance. If you think of him, Dharma Abham, his embodiment of all noble virtues and grand ideologies, no? Papanudam, he has the power to destroy the sin. Bhagesham, he is the master of Bhagaisham, he is the all good noble qualities. So thinking of him, you become first noble. Our present state is three stages. Ignorance stage, half knowledge, half ignorant, and going into the fully illumined level. So this journey is to be made. And in this journey there is struggle. It comes and goes. But he, if we think him constantly, I'm saying he, she, it is it, whatever you want to say, that reality, you may be personalizing this idea. We put Ramakrishna. You can put Christ, you can put Ma Kali, you worship Ma Kali. That is the power. She is the giver of all wisdom. Bhagaisham is the master of all good qualities. If you think of someone who is fully pure and stainless, you become pure and stainless. You become weak when we think of some weak person, an evil person. You think to see the impact in our life. You think of a positive, just think, even they say word Christ. What emotion is coming in your heart? And you think of a devil in human body, beast, animalistic man. Think of him. What will happen? Your emotion is different. So if we think constantly of the noble, powerful, who is beyond all sin, is the master of all good qualities, you think your mind will be like that. Your mind will imbibe those qualities. So we have to train our mind in that way. Amritam, Vishwadhama is the abode of this entire creation. This abode means the house. It contains the pews, table, floor, us. The entire universe substratum is that. That's the Vishwa. Atmastham. You have to think of him how? He is not somewhere else in the heaven. You think that he is in my heart. Every throbbing of my pulse beat is going on because of him. He is here. Conviction. Atmastham. Atmastham. Seated in one's heart. Knowing thus, if you know thus, so brikshakala vipara, that you will then attain to that state. He is beyond creation. You are beyond creation. You are beyond birth and death and all these dualities, transcendent. And it is to be, it's different from that. So what does it mean, the sixth verse then? Knowing him who is the origin and dissolution of the universe. First you have to know Ramakrishna, who is not as a man. He is the origin and dissolution of the universe. He created this universe, he is the root of it, and when everything dissolves, he remains. He means man. No, he is the infinite consciousness. Think of that. That is the, if one can think in this way, and know that Ramakrishna is the sum total of all virtues, and he is the power to destroy all sins, all our misdeeds, all our forgive. And we pray every day. Tasmat tameva sharanam. Therefore, O Ramakrishna, you are the only refuge of mine. I am helpless. I cannot. I try to think this way, but I cannot make it. I know Vivek, the discrimination, renunciation, these noble qualities are the goal of life, but though I know I cannot follow it. So help me, help me, help me. And that's a prayer. So if one knows the source of all virtues, all sins can be destroyed by him, the master of all good qualities, he is immortal, absolute, and the abode of the universe. He is the substratum. The whole universe is standing on him, cosmic consciousness. That's why there is a song, Arupa Shayore, in the infinite ocean of consciousness, there arose some wave. And that is the Ramakrishna comes, and his creation come to redeem the suffering of others. So he is seated in oneself. He is perceived as different from the tree of samsara. He is not in the wheel of birth and death. Ramakrishna, who work as avatar, Christ or Buddha, or Kali is in a form. If you want to think in the form, think that he or she is the abode of all virtues, is the master of all creation, is the giver of all redemption. and he has the power to create and sustain. That person, if you think in your heart present and feel the presence, then you will transcend the material and the transcendental reality. You will be established in your divine glory. So he is perceived as different from the samsara, as well as he's transcending this tree of samsara and its diverse forms. So that means you realize God both in the saguna and nirguna aspect. People can think that Tutapuri, he realized God as transcendental reality. Brahman is alone truth, this world is Maya. There's a one little part is not there. What about the world? World is what? He could not accept this way. Maya is not there. But when stomach pain came, and he was so much pain he could not bear it, and he wanted to kill himself in the drowning in the Ganga, and he could not find enough water to drown himself in the holy Ganga. Such a deep river, no? Then he said, yeah, what Maya? And what Maya? Then you understand, it is Maya, this is not Maya, it is mother's play going on. It is called the immanent aspect. And that is the transcendent aspect. Transcendent, he is beyond time space condition. But what about the time space condition? We are in this. What is that? No, it is Maya. No, it is not Maya, it is the same reality seen through name and form. Then your knowledge is full. So we should have to have knowledge, transcendental experience and immanent experience. Immanent means everything I see, it is nothing but the divine. And in absolute sense, when my ego goes, I see is transcendent. When I come into the mind level, it is all the world I see. It is the Lord, 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 Lord. Leela, Leela, Mother's Leela. Say, Leela of God, God's Leela, God's play, divine play. We call it divine play of God. So the note says, this mantra is only another striking expression of the great Vedantic doctrine that the clue to the nature of the deity means the gods we worship, lie in one's own heart. So it is saying again emphatically, the Lord of the universe, the Vedantic doctrine, the nature of the deity is that he is everywhere, but he is more in the heart. The self of man is the best reflector of the divinity. Many in the creation, there are animals, there are creepers, plants, and all types of diverse moving and non-moving things. Human personality is the best because it can hold, it can think of the divine within. So the best reflector, because human mind is the best reflector. Sun's light reflects everywhere, but sun's light reflects on the mirror more powerfully. So human heart is the mirror, but it is covered. It is mirror, but it is covered. That's why we don't see the reflection at all. We don't see God here, neither I see God outside. But when it is cleaned, this reflector is there. Only some dust has gathered over the mirror. So clean it, and then you feel, you see, it is shining there. So that's why it is the self of man is the best reflector of the divinity. And if he is discovered as immanent in the self, he is also simultaneously realized as transcending nature. So when it reflects here, inherent, and when it goes out, then it's transcendent. So therefore, thus, the mantra emphasizes simultaneously of the realization of him, capital, as the immanent and the transcendent. That is the major idea. So this verse is saying that we can attain to the knowledge of immanent and the transcendent aspect of divine. He, and this Shankara's commentary, that book says, translation of that, he, because of whom this phenomenal world revolves, is above all that takes the form of the tree of the samsara, of the world and time. And he is different. Knowing the source of virtue, the destroyer of sin, the Lord of divine powers, as existing in the intellect as the immortal support of the universe, one becomes different from Prakriti and the elements. That means we become different. The same idea is given. He means the Lord, because of whom this phenomenal world is revolving, creation, sustenance, destruction is happening, is above all that takes the form of the tree of the world and time. And he is different. So knowing the source of virtue, that Lord God is the source of all virtue, is the destroyer of all sin, the Lord of the divine powers, knowing thus, and is existing in the intellect as an immortal support of the universe, if one knows, then one becomes different or away from the nature and its elements. So this is the explanation here. This Swami Lokeswarananda, his book says, the world and time are both like trees. Time, in time everything happens, no? So time is considered like a tree of samsara. Tree grows gradually, into a bigger one. The Lord is beyond both. Within him the world keeps going on and coming in. He supports virtue and destroys vice, and is the source of all that is great and good. He is also the support of the world. He is immortal and the inmost self of all. If you know him as your own self, you attain liberation. This universe, samsara, or the world order, is described here as a tree. The Gita also, in the Gita also, the universe is described as Ashwatha tree. The word Ashwatha comes from A, which means no, plus Swa, which means tomorrow, or the future, plus Tha, which means that which existent. That means, that is to say, it does not exist even tomorrow. Samsara is like a Ashwatha tree. The Ashwatha is such a huge tree, yet sooner or later it will decay and die. The universe is like this tree. The universe is so vast, it fills us with awe. But Brahman is bigger and superior to this universe. Brahman is also beyond time and also is contained within time. As I have said, the waves and ripples are only on the surface. The infinite ocean is much higher and bigger. So we see the manifested universe only, the stars, galaxies, and all this earth and human and subhuman. It is nothing in comparison to Brahman, which is unexpressed. So, see, carry that Brahman or no, and that reality is within, that will remove and bring liberation, remove ignorance. Anna means separate, not affected. Brahman is not attached, not entangled in the universe. This universe may seem to us to be infinite, yet it cannot contain him. He is beyond space and time. Parivartate. This universe turns and revolves within him. The 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna's vision of Krishna in the cosmic form Vishwarupa. Arjuna found the whole universe, the sun, the moon, the planets, the stars, everything contained within the body of Krishna. Nothing is outside of him. He encompasses everything, but at the same time, he is even a tiny blade of grass. He is even in a tiny blade of grass. He is immanent as well as transcendent. So this is the idea. To realize God means you have to realize God in two aspects, immanent and transcendent aspect. Everywhere in the minutest of the minute, it is the Lord, and the bigger, the biggest, there is the Lord. There is nothing but the Lord, or than nothing but Brahman. Brahman is described as Dharmavaham because he is the creator, the abode Abaham of all that is good, Dharma. He is the Dharma Dhara, the receptacle of righteousness. He is Papanudam, the destroyer of all evil. He supports righteousness and destroys evil. Gatva Atmastam. You have to realize Brahman, meaning within yourself. Shankara says that he is in the buddhi. But how do we realize him? We realize Brahman through an intuitive experience, a transcendental experience. It is difficult to understand how it takes place because it is not a sense perception. You do not have to have any sense for this experience. They say that when the mind is pure, a revelation takes place. The experience of Brahman comes in a flash. Suddenly, the veil is gone and the truth is right there before you. You know it as Amritam, the immortal. Then there is no more birth and death for you. The body experiences birth and death, but when you know you are one with Brahman, you know that you are never born or you never die. Okay? What is the question?
Is that nerva called the samadhi, that state?
When you lose your identity, that is the need to say. But you have to open your eyes to see transcendent and immanent. Because unless you open your eyes, you come to duality, your mind functions, and where is in and out? When one gets merged into that truth, there is no in and out. Transcendent, immanent, two words they are talking about. In the minutest of the minute and in the greatest of the greatest. Brahman is everywhere. As how to understand minutest of the minute unless you have your mind. That's why it happens after coming down. They feel with eyes open God, with eyes closed God. So that is the most goal of our spiritual life. But here it emphasizes again that you have to practice. Otherwise, just he said that we realize Brahman through intuitive experience. It is not can be seen by the eyes. The scientists could have found out then. They have found so many subtle instruments to finer entities to see. But those instruments won't work. It is the only heart, the pure mind. Pure mind will only work. And how the mind will be pure? What is the impurity in the mind? And what is pure mind? Please tell me. Who has what? Some idea?
Decide.
Desire. Okay? Impure mind?
Lust,
Huh?
lust, greed,
Last greed. Impure mind?
egoism,
Huh?
egoism.
Egoism. So these are impurity. Why? Because it is separating me from the infinite. Anything that separates me from my real nature, that is happening because my mind thinks this way. The dirt and dust of mind is ego, pride, haughtiness, anxieties, three gunas playing in the mind, conception, misconception, everything is in the mind. So the mind when becomes pure, then mind's function is also, mind is what? Mind says, always mind will be playing in swinging. Mind always swings, good or bad, right or wrong. Shall I go? Shall I not go? Shall I eat? Don't eat. Shall I sleep? Don't sleep. Everything is in a mind. It's this swaying is going on all the time, changes. When the mind becomes calm, Patanjali's yoga philosophy says, what is that? Yogaha. What is yoga? Chitta vritti nirodha. The vritti, the ripples of the mind, vagaries of the mind, nirodha, stops. That means the surface of the ocean, which is rippled or wavy, stops, no wave. And that is called Brahman. They say tada. At that point of time, if the mind becomes like that, mind does not ripple, mind does not foment one thought to another thought like a monkey, jumping from one to other. When it stops that, there is no mind. It becomes pure mind. And you can see the reflection of the sun, moon into the water when it is calm like that. You cannot see the reflection of your face when the water is rippled like that. So to whole life is to make the mind calm. But why mind is jumping? Because it is vasana, desire. Mind thinks I'll have to have it, then I'll be happy. And driven by that desire, I'll be happy, and I want to be happy always. So when I want to do that, then mind gives another boosting. Do this, do that, go there, hide there. So it is propelling or pushing me into action. So mind, if by mind I don't want anything, just you say, you can relax. After a whole day's work, you have entered into a room, and then you say, oh, I'll have to do anything. You see? When you are saying, I have to do anything, it is coming in your mind. As soon as it comes in the mind, oh, then I cannot go to room. Then we take this car again and go out somewhere. No? It happens in our day-to-day life. Tell you, what is the propelling force behind the mind? Mind, whenever it wants anything, it puts all the senses into action and directs us to do this and that. So we are doing like mad person, guided by the mind. We are always running. This is called a stop. No, that's called spiritual life. Mind, you and me. What? Is it necessary for my life? Shall I be benefited by it? Bring questions, mind will stop. Then, but still, it silently will push you because it has its power. So many days he has manipulated us. Mind has manipulated. Man, if you give power to anyone, after some day he may manipulate you if he's not a good guy. So mind is not a good guy. Mind manipulates. They say, no, this is not good, this is good, I'm doing little bit this. No, and you see, impulse. And that leads to action. So our whole life runs because the mind pushes us. Helplessly we run. So now spiritual life is mind, no, not now. And then you see, if you say not now, your action stops that time. It may come another day maybe, tomorrow, that's okay. But you have mastered the mind to stop that moment. If you do it second day also, no, then stop. So we are getting control over the mind by this process. But you cannot keep the mind, no. You have to give the mind some action. There is a story of ghost. There was one man, he was a very poor person. There's a story. He knew that there are ghosts, subtle bodies. You can control them and make them work. They are bhoot, they are called bhuta. So one gentleman went to a teacher and said, Sir, I want some ghost. because I have so much. I'm poor. I want to be rich. I want to be well established in the society. Well, okay, but don't do that. If you get a ghost, then you will have to give a work all the time. He said, yes, yes, I have enough work, so I'll manage it. So anyhow, so the guru gave him a ghost. The ghost made a contract that, one contract. Sir, you will have to give me work all the time. If you don't do it once, I will kill you. I will just uh, destroy you, break your neck, and kill you. He thought, I am a poor guy. He said, Ghost, build a house. And the house was built instantly because ghost has different power. She created three-storied building. Ghost brings this furniture. Oh, furniture is burnt. And whatever comes out of his mouth, and ghost does like as a miraculously within few minutes, few seconds is done. And then every desire is fulfilled now. Then he said, now give me work. So mind is a ghost. You have to control the mind. Mind will make us mad running like that. But when you control the mind, then what happens? Then the ghost is running and killing. Ghost is killing us now. Our mind is killing us. We blame others. But most of the trouble comes from our own mind. Someone is smiling at you. You are in a good mood, you think, bah, he loves me or she loves me. But you are in a bad mood, someone is smiling, hey, he smiles at me. That same smile, without any bad intention, it creates a total different reaction in the human mind. No? So, mind is therefore you have to keep careful. You are dealing with mind. Mind has a power, but you have to give some work constant. Then when the ghost said, "I am now going to break your neck. You cannot give me any work." All the desires are fulfilled. But whatever comes in the mouth, like AI works now, you give some job, boom, 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 it does immediately. So that ghost, and now he ran to his guru. Says, please save me, the ghost is trying to kill me. Well, I told you why he wanted that. So okay, you take a curly hair and give it to the ghost. And the curly hair of a dog. So it is cut and he gave it. And the ghost is trying to make it straight, but it turns back again. Again he does. Again he comes back. And he is tired. And ultimately he got so tired that he cannot make it straight. So he left. The ghost left. So the point is that we have to give our mind some dog's tail. Eh? What is that? Our good sense. You have to put God there. Place before the mind is God, God's play. God is in me. God is the source of all energy. He has manifested in this universe. He is the sun, moon, stars. They're only lila, but the ground is infinite wisdom and knowledge is behind. So keep the mind always in one thought. Then mind will not get chance to drive us this way, that way, that way. Because mind is empty mind and he has no control. We have not controlled that. Therefore, mind is taking the role to destroy our peace. So that is the point that this verse is talking about. Think of him, how to get out of the ghost of the samsara. Now we are in the ghost of samsara. We are in the ghost of our own created universe. Our mind creates the most of the trouble. If you can say ignore something, there is no power in the world which can bring any suffering to you. But we get into it. We feel that we are bound. I don't care. If you can say what it matters. That moment we are free. But that needs strength. And that is to be strengthened by thinking of the saw, he who permeates everything, with the Lord of the universe, who is beyond time, He's beyond creation, but he controls everything. He's the ocean of virtue, all beauty, all joy, all blessings. He is the embodiment of that. Think of him, think of him, think of him. What will happen? Mind will get tired then. That's why we get tired for doing japa and meditation, we get tired. Huh? But make it juicy by singing a song, by adding something which will make your life joyful, cheerful. No, but think God with something that is the positive energy added to that, and then mind will really learn. And when it falls in that connection, then this ghostly activity will give up. Some questions here. If you have any question, you can also ask.
I have
Yeah.
a question, Swami.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
Acha, let me finish this.
Yes.
What is here? It is said we wipe the mirror of its dust, but could it be said that the Atman is pure and it is only what we perceive that has the layer of dust? Hope this makes sense. So the dust is there if you accept. You are thinking that you perceive as if it is there, but there is no dust. No? His question is that it is said we wipe the mirror of dust. We are talking about clean the dust. But could it be said this way? The Atman is pure and is only what we perceive has a layer of dust. Yes, if you want to say Atman is the reality and what I see is a dust, then you have to have the power to throw away the dust. Why are you hanging on to the dust? Therefore, this is the only to say that what you have mentioned, that we perceive that as a layer of dust, to perceive that way, it is a mental strength. And that mental strength is to be gained by sadhana, spiritual practice. Not talking will do. We are talking, talking, talking. It clears for the moment. But again, dust comes. Dust and dirt gathers again. So we have to work on that. Experience will come, then it is true. Atman is the only reality. Second point, if we clean the dust of the world and mind, then would we see the self everywhere? Of course, we will see it everywhere. If we see there is all the dirt of the mind is gone, mind will show your face, exactly that what you are. The self is the reality. That will be reflected in the mirror. And you will see in the mirror your face, exactly as your face is. So I will see myself in everyone. That self, what is in me, that is there. You stand before the mirror. Whom you see? You see yourself. So yourself is fully clear in the mirror also. So with eyes open, when you stand before the mirror, we are standing in the front of the mirror now, this experience of the world. It is me. I am reflected there. I am the self. I am the pure self. That will be the experience ultimately. That means as much we can clear the mind, so much will be the experience in and out. Both inside me is God, outside is God. Another question, why is the law of karma so ruthless? Sometimes we don't do wrong things willingly, but under influence of certain wrong sanskar, we are compelled to do a wrong action without properly thinking about pre repercussions of our actions. But it seems God does not care to look at the intention behind our action and hands out the harshest punishment nonetheless. Is it justified? Good question. But I cannot say for God. But one point we have to think in is, yes, it's a law of karma. If you say, tell you what to, are you in the law? Are you falling in that group that under the law of karma, or you are judge. Acha, they say in the jail, jail superintendent is also inside the jail. And a person who is punished is also in the jail. Both are same? No. Why no? Because he is the superintendent of the jail. He has the key to get out anytime, anyhow. No one will have cannot touch him. But I am a victim, therefore I will have to obey the rules. And the rule is made, if you do this, it will happen that. So it is action and reaction. That's the way the world works. You cannot make why they make the rule. That, I was hearing that someone is telling in the LA, in the courthouse, if you do something wrong, the judge, they think about the intention. What intention? With full intention or not with intention it has happened. Yeah? So the punishment will be less or more. But in Texas, the rule is that intention does not care. That we don't bother. Action, finish. Action, proven action, you did it, both. So I heard like that. So the point is that God has made a rule, means the world should be world order. There will be centripetal force, there will be centrifugal force. There will be the Newton's law. Each action will have equal and opposite reaction. This is the formula. So I am falling down from the top to here. Oh, I will not get hurt because I am something holy. And you fall down, you will hurt. And no, it is rule. Even Ramakrishna fell down, he broke his arm. He's God himself. Because you are within the rule. When you fall into the rule, you will have to just follow as the rule is made. So this is the rule. But one point, God has punished us. No, don't think punished us. It is our karma has brought us. You may say, I didn't understand that, but maybe true. In our immediate cause and effect, we don't understand. But who knows what in the past? In my past life, what did I do? How many of you remember? In this life, even in the early childhood, when you are not very aware of yourself, how many things we did. And the children are talking like this, and mom says, oh no, you used to talk like this, you used to behave like this. It is not the same person. That means we have our past. And in that past, what I did for others, I didn't know. Today's society, look at that. How people are brutally killing, doing all these things. If they are not getting any punishment now, where will go this karma? To the person who is doing, or to come to me? If it is the person not getting the immediate reaction, it will come in some other reaction. We go to eat some place and some food poison. Food poison, some are very sensitive body, they start immediately eating, they have the reaction. Some people start night 12 o'clock. Some people in next day. So reaction will happen. Why the reaction? There must be some cause. So this is the law of karma, so we cannot say anything. Wherever there is karma, there is a law. Law should follow for all. So I do not know what I have done now. That's why I may question, why me? But maybe something, whatever. Don't think karma theory is not to make you cry and weep. Karma theory will make you bold. If something I have done, I forgot or I do not know, I don't judge. But this is the position, I can overcome it. I will not do anymore. I will realize God. I can sever all bonds. That power is with me. That's the karma. So karma theory gives you strength and power to fight the odds of life. Otherwise, karma is always fatalistic. Karma is not fatalistic. That is not karma theory. Karma theory is there to make us powerful and take proper action. If anything causes me suffering, how can I overcome it? And I can be a victim of that. Be strong. And also, if some bad karma has brought this bad result, I'll do such karma which will not bring anymore. What is past? Forget that. I give the example trajectory of life. Past life, we are born. Why? Because we have a desire. What desire? You know what you desire, you forgot. I forgot. Last life we forgot. So when I died, I thought next life will be like this, that will be good. And that is the propelling force. And now the trajectory is out of hand. The desire is taking action. And now the track is going on. In this track, someone comes in your life, someone goes away from your life. It's happening constant, coming, going, good, bad experience. I cannot stop that because it is already, its direction and trajectory is fixed. But I can change future life. I can make myself withdrawn so that I will not feel the suffering of life. I keep my mind in God. I keep my mind in noble thought. I keep thinking of the good of others, and I can overcome my suffering more. Those people who think of others, they have suffering in the body and mind, but they don't feel that. Mind you, this is a very serious question. Those who think for the good of others, they themselves may have suffering. They will not feel that much because their mind is thinking of the good of others. Are selfish people, as you see, selfish people, they suffer more. Always I. Yeah. And so much I, so much battering. And if I is extended, then you can feel, oh, I am suffering. They are suffering more than me. You feel compassionate. Your heart is changing into compassion, not anger. Other places is anger and jealousy. And here it is happening compassion. That compassion is building up your mind to a pure mind, purer mind, purer mind. So that's why Swami Vivekananda said, spirituality sign is unselfishness. Unselfishness is God. So this is the way we should think. Yeah? Anyhow, everything will be okay. Does not mean a holy man will not have suffering. You are holy people. You think of God. Don't you think that in your life everything will be good? May be good. You expect that. But it does not happen. But that is not a sign of spirituality. Spirituality is this will happen, but you will be unaffected. Your power is strong. You don't feel that. The, the boat is rocking, but you don't feel nervous. You stand steady. Life struggle goes on like that. Make you strong, powerful, and most powerful when you connect with God. Because whom you care for. Thank you all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Possibly will give.
To board meeting, no? Is there any board meeting?
No, next week.
Next week, okay. So tomorrow I am there. We will be reading Gospel with you. Thank you all.
So one quick question that can japa help my karma of dharma?
Yeah, everything will be changed because japa is for what? Japa means repeating God's name. Huh? God's name means God's name is pure. God is all power. All power will come, all greatness will come, all joy will come if we really take the name of God. But we take the name of God, lips talk about that, mind roams around somewhere. That we should have to improve. That is natural, but that condition we have to improve. The mind also should think what I am repeating, my lips are saying. My lips are saying Ramakrishna. My mind is going into the marketplace. So we are not getting the benefit of it. But if those two can be coordinated, then that will bring joy. That will bring purity. That will bring success. Man, japa has a power, tremendous power. God's name has tremendous power. We have to, it is said, name whom you are repeating whose name, his qualities will come immediately. You think of any person, suppose in your life someone loves you very much. Just you think of that person, you see how your mind becomes cool and peaceful. And whom you are afraid of that person, think of his face or her face. See how you feel immediately. So mind has that capacity. Only you have to give input, good input. This Upanishad verse, as we have read today, we can meditate on that. He who is the ruler of the universe, he who is beyond time, he who is the embodiment of all virtue. Think of your Ishta Devata. In your everyday meditation, think of your Ishta Devata, Ramakrishna, Christ, Buddha, whatever is your, think embodiment of all virtue, and the embodiment of all strength and power, purity, joy, love, no? And he is in time, he is beyond time, and also in the created this entire universe in time. Think of the power of God that way. Then you become powerful. Okay, thank you. Next verse.